start with a beautiful live look at downtown Louisville tonight. Even traffic on the 2nd Street Bridge as moving. And this night is dry, but you may need your rain boots if you want to venture out this weekend. Thanks for joining us here on the night team. I'm Conroy DeLuche in for Doug Profit, and I'm joined by WHAS11 meteorologist Matt Breland. Matt, no raincoat needed tonight, but that's going to change tomorrow.
That's right, Conroy. Yeah, we are definitely in a peaceful pattern right now. A very nice start to our Friday night. You'll notice the skyline looking beautiful right now. Facing from Jeffersonville, this view is brought to us by the Shriners Children's Hospital. In Lexington, temperatures currently cooling down into the mid-60s, but the south winds are continuing to bring in that moisture from the south. That's going to be feeding this incoming front system that's going to arrive as we head into our Saturday night. That's our next rain chance. As of right now, though, just a cloudy start to our Friday night. These clouds are going to continue throughout most of our overnight hours, and as we head into Saturday morning, you can expect a mild start. Temperatures will be in those lower 60s, partly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine, and then showers and thunderstorms will start developing later into our Saturday evening, closer into the nighttime hours. I'd say just as we get past midnight, that's whenever a line of storms that will be more clustered and organized will start arriving into Kentuckiana that will bring in some gusty winds at times. We're going to have all the details about that forecast coming up here in a few short minutes. Conroy.
Thanks, Matt. Brand new at 11, child care providers in southern Indiana are closing their doors after the state announced cuts in voucher reimbursements. WHAS 11 night team's Clarice Shaley talks to one New Albany provider who was planning to open a new location until the changes were announced.
I care more for the kids than I do anything.
It's been 21 years in child care for Mary Rudolph.
When I do get it licensed, this is where the parents are going to come in.
Another investment.
This is where they drop their kids off, and the kids' cubbies are going to be here.
Is coming with a 4th location at Vincennes Street in New Albany. But as she hopes to open this one soon, she's worried she'll have to close others.
I'm just going to try to survive. I don't even know if we're going to get kids.
That's because of recent voucher reimbursement changes by Indiana's Family and Social Services Administration. The administration announced in September the decrease of voucher rates used by families in need that help offset the cost of child care. Rudolph says she used to get $156 per child, and now she'll only get $58 per child. With 12 kids at one location, she says this is the impact on her profits.
So we'll be going from that making $696 a week. There's no way you can run a business on $696 a week. There's no way. It's impossible.
Early Learning Indiana created a dashboard to break down the amount of money each county in Indiana is losing per week. Looking at Floyd County, there are less than 2,000 students eligible for vouchers. Across all age groups and providers, Early Learning Indiana says Floyd County providers are losing about $33,000 per week. Some providers have had to close their doors. The owner of Pearls Enrichment Center right here on West Street in New Albany tells me they'll unfortunately be joining them. Single mother Sarah Williams trusts Rudolph with her 3 kids.
I depend on daycare for my kids. It helps me before and after. And without that, there's nothing for me. I will have to quit my job.
Mother Katie Kodka is also concerned.
So, I mean, it's a very close-knit community. And for me, consistency and those attachments and bonds are crucial for my children. Any parent would agree with that.
A struggling community as less funding comes in every week. In New Albany, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
According to Economic Policy Institute, it costs on average $827 a month for child care for a 4-year-old in Indiana. Providers and parents say the system was already strained before these changes, saying there weren't enough locations and the ones that were open have waiting lists. A new development today in Kentucky where the state's budget director has announced they are reallocating more than $9 million to help a senior meals program that has run short on funding. This comes as Governor Andy Beshear says COVID money has run out for the state and Kentucky faces a significant budget deficit going into next year. Senior citizens in Nelson County have been worried that the free meals they've been counting on every weekday for years may not be as available in the months to come. The program is running low on money, and the local center serving the food are already being forced to make tough decisions. Republican State Senator Greg Elkins considers the situation a crisis, and he called on the Beshear administration to redirect more funds to the program.
He can either shift those funds around and shore this program up. He can call us into special session and we'll do his work for him, or he can allow these seniors to continue to go without hot meals, and so far he's chosen the latter.
Now, as we reported, the Beshear administration did act this afternoon by announcing they will reallocate more than $9 million in funds for the program. Now, explaining the potential shortfall for the state, Beshear pointed to reductions to the state income tax rate as being part of the reason for hundreds of millions of dollars in lost revenue. But Republican state lawmakers such as Elkins say they identified these funding issues for the meals program long before the governor announced the projected budget shortfall. No Kings 2, another nationwide day of protest, is set for this weekend. Tomorrow's demonstrations happening amid an ongoing government shutdown, immigration raids, and National Guard troops that are being deployed to American cities. The first No Kings protest was back in June when around 4,000 people gathered here in Louisville. Now that weekend, 5 million people across the United States took to the streets to protest the Trump administration. Organizers say tomorrow they're expecting an even bigger crowd than that, saying that it will be the largest single-day protest in modern history. Republican leaders are calling Saturday's protest anti-American.
Are you talking about the Hate America rally? That's what we call it, because it'll be a collection of Antifa, BLM, the Marxist, wild leftist policy priorities, and that'll be on display for the whole country.
Now, in contrast, organizers say they are planning for peaceful demonstrations.
They are worried that other people in blue states, red states, and purple states, in rural communities, in Trump country, are going to see the public doesn't support this, and that makes them scared.
Protests are expected to happen here in Kentuckiana, in downtown Louisville, on the Belvedere in the afternoon, and also across the river in Jeffersonville and in Corydon. Baseball season is over, but Slugger Field was still the place to be on a Friday night as kids and their families had some Halloween fun. We'll take you there next.
And here's a look at the Kentucky Lottery jackpot numbers. The Mega Millions, $625 million. The Powerball, $295 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.